Oh my word, but sometimes I think Norwegian is just the most adorable language ever. You think you know a language, and then sometimes there's these words that I come upon that I'm like, oh, little Norway, which sounds so condescending, but I mean it sincerely. It makes me so happy sometimes that I feel like my face is gonna break off. It's just the most adorable little sweet innocent language. They just say it like it is. Like if you want to say accept, like I accept your apology, it's called a good take. I like that. If we accept something that's a thing we've taken that's good, it's so direct and it just tells you like it is. I love it. So the word I learned recently, and I kid you not when I say I laughed till I cried in a sweet, respectful way, I laughed till I cried for 30 minutes. It just made me so happy. Okay, this is the word. It's the Norwegian word for tuxedo. And the word is smoking. Like smoking. But you say it with a Norwegian accent, obviously, smoking. Maybe this seems like a weird word to have brought me such delight. And I realized the reason is historical and would be interesting maybe for you guys watching. I can't fully prove this. I am not an etymologist, but I am reasonably sure, given my background in viktoriansk alder, litteratur og historikk, that I know the reason. Because in the Victorian era, Norway shared a ton culturally with Britain. If you know any Ibsen, you know that he often kind of portrayed Norway as what he felt was sort of, everybody always sort of had an inferiority complex, that they weren't as fancy or cultured as Britain. And I've seen this a lot in my work where I compare 1880s literature from Ibsen and Strindberg to 1880s literature in Storbritannien. And I've been one of the only scholars to really demonstrate how some of these authors at what we call the fin de siècle, the end of the century, were really talking about very similar themes. So culturally, Norway was drawing a lot from Great Britain at that time, sort of aspirationally, like they wanted to like be as cool as Britain, and sort of sometimes felt like they had a bit of a chip on their shoulder, or like nobody saw them as worthwhile. Okay, so here it comes. Smoking for tuxedo. I am like 90% sure that this comes from the rise in fashion in the Victorian era of the smoking jacket. People after dinner, you would separate into genders. The women would go off to chat or do feminine things together, and the men would go to the smoking room. But the women didn't like the smell of the smoke, so men would have like a smoking jacket to put on while they smoked, with the idea that this would prevent their clothes and themselves from smelling like smoke. I'm certain that didn't work at all. But the smoking jacket was essentially a blazer or a tuxedo looking jacket, and I don't even want to research it, to be honest, because I just want it to be true in my head. It feels like a harmless belief to have. I'm sure I could look up when the use of the word smoking began as a word for tuxedos in Norwegian. But I don't really want to fact check it, because I'm pretty sure it's true, just based on my own knowledge. And it's the sweetest little thing. Like, sweet little Norway in the 1880s didn't recognize their own worth. Maybe I relate to this too much. Maybe I don't recognize my own worth. Maybe this is like my underdog story. They felt like the underdog. They should have believed in themselves, but they didn't. I'm not saying Norway was worse. I'm saying they felt this inferiority. They wanted to be like great big Britain over there. And so they saw the smoking jackets. And then when they got tuxedos, they were like, smoking. Ja, den skal det hete. Det skal hete smoking. And we still call it smoking. You guys, it makes me so happy, because it's cute Norway things and Victorian things, and it's smoking.